And now with the donut report.
I fart and farts and shit and piss in a bucket. And I fart and in your mouth. And I... Turn your
goddamn phone.
What
Jesus
the
Christ.
fuck?
And it's the goddamn spammer, too.
Oh,
Fuck
open
me.
it. Get him on the show. Get him on the show.
Oh, fuck. I should have. Oh, my God. That could have been such good content.
Come on.
Oh, sorry. You see, I'm not a professional.
Oh, sorry, Alex. I know you're doing the levels.
Yeah, speaking of not being professionals.
Call them back. Call them back.
Screaming.
Call them back.
It's
Call them back.
I turned off my phone.
You know, we're desperately trying to go viral, right? So
Yeah.
you know what's big on YouTube is like those scam
Trolling the
hunters, right?
scammers.
Yeah,
It's
trolling
so
the scammers.
funny.
Trolling the scammers. Yeah, I watch those.
There's a guy, right? And he was getting catfished from someone on Tinder or whatever, and he got the guy to FaceTime him, and the guy's camera's off, obviously, to show that it's
like the whale.
It's like the whale. Yeah, it's like when the whale's camera is revealed to students, and all the students go, "Oh, he's fat. He's fat."
You're telling me
he's fat.
Was that like before or after he was like drinking
whale, right?
Oh, I saw the whale.
All right.
Oh yeah, dude.
One more time. There we. Okay, wait, one more time. There we go. We got it. Whale Brothers.
Oh man, what a piece of shit that was.
Terrible.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
We got to change the name
I
of the
love that
pod.
scene where he's drinking
Whale
ranch.
Brothers.
Though.
Where he's drinking what?
Where he's drinking ranch.
Yeah.
When he dips the pizza into the
To
jelly.
jam. Yeah.
I wash myself with a
Right.
rag
Like
on
on
a stick.
We've all been there.
Oh yeah. Who amongst us? Yeah. No, I had to. You know, I'm kind of anti-whale these days because I am losing weight. And I had a doctor's appointment. I got my blood sugar down despite this donut that's on my lap right
We were
here.
about to do the donut report.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm about to talk about it, but I've earned this donut. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you.
I lost. Yeah. Keep my goddamn wife's name out of your mouth, you clown. I hope you enjoyed that last episode, everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's one of our best.
Actually,
it's not even out yet. But
it wouldn't have been the last episode.
What
It would
the
have been
fuck?
2 episodes ago. Yeah.
No. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed the last Human Centipede episode. I don't even remember what happens on that.
I don't think it was a good one.
No.
But the one before that,
Yeah. Bad
Legendary.
Boys, Bad
Was it
Boys.
Bad
Ride
we
Boys?
Boys.
recorded out of sequence. The
Yeah.
Bad Boys Ride or Die episode is going to be an all-timer.
I think it's like Hall of Fame. It's just
Yeah.
it just really captures everything we love about the Bad Boys franchise.
That franchise, yeah.
Yeah.
we rode or we doed.
Yeah, it's true. What was it? Bad Me Back Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Bad Me Back Boy.
Yep.
Yeah. On T-shirts everywhere. No, I lost some weight, and so I had to go. Before I had to go to the Big and Tall store to get a belt. You know, you go to the regular store and you
It's crazy
put
because you're not that tall.
No, I'm not tall. I'm fat.
But the big and tall stores, it's never really focused on the tall guys.
It's for fat people.
It's for
it's for
so that's some guy that's like 6'8" and really
It's for fat
trim.
people. Yeah. They you never see like
It's more focused on the big.
Yeah. You see the big boys there. There's occasionally like an Andre the Giant type, like big and tall, but usually it's the big boys there.
Mm-hmm.
There's this place, George Richards, and it's out by Woodbine Station. And there's a very neither big nor tall man who runs it. Old guy, little lecherous, little kind of like creepy, like he's a little bit.
He's got a bit of a. You think he's got a little thingy?
A little
thingy
bit,
wing?
just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, and then he's always flanked by 2 big boys, like large adult son style, big and tall boys, and they're always like, "Hey, like, how's it going, man? Like, how are those pants treating you?" And they're wearing the same pants, you know. They wear everything at the store. I love these guys. The old guys creepy, but you have to go there and buy these belts, right? Because the regular belts won't do. But I'm now able to go to a Winners
Nice.
and get the biggest and literally earlier today at Dufferin Mall, take off my belt and put it down on the floor away from the other belts, and then sift through there's a wall of belts that I had to get through, and actually find the largest belt that they have, but that is still, you know,
It's not a big and tall belt.
A regular belt at a regular store and not a big and tall boy store. Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you. Yes. Yep, that's right. And I got it right here in my bag. I got it right here.
And to
I got
celebrate,
some socks. Yeah, I got all sorts of stuff.
you got a confectionery belt.
I got a donut. All right, here's my Rick Mercer style rant. Does this feel small to you?
That is a paltry fucking donut.
This is small, right?
The hole's
that's
very
a
big as
hefty
well.
Timbit.
It's
That's
a
bullshit
big Timbit.
with a hole in it.
This is fucked up, right? Like
That is. What did they?
It's
Shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Shrinkflation. This is exactly
That
it.
is
And
a fucking abomination.
I walked in there and I clocked it immediately. I was like, that's a small donut. And all those donuts, like all of these, it's a sour cream glazed, which is the good donut. And I saw it. They were all small. But this is like egregious, right?
It's puny.
That's a 2-biter.
It's almost like an Entman.
It's so good though. Oh my God. My blood sugar's way down. He said, my blood sugar when I went last time was at like
I know when I'm listening, I love the sound of someone chewing.
Oh, great.
So
let me take another bite.
Okay.
He said my blood pressure was at the high end of pre-diabetes. So it's like, you're about to get diabetes. And he's the kind of doctor that's not going to give me Ozempic unless I actually need it. Like, unless I actually have diabetes, right?
Right.
So, hang on. Let me take another bite. So, no, we're actually like, we're on the low end of it, if not like a borderline case of just like a regular.
You're on the low end of the risk of getting diabetes, or you're clear of the risk?
I'm basically, this is the thing, right? It fluctuates. You have to just keep maintaining where you're at. You have to keep improving.
Yeah.
Keep losing weight, exercise, whatever. Not eating sugar. But every now and again, it means I can have a donut now and I don't have to worry about it. But also, like once a month.
So, like, you better listen to that. You listen to him enjoy it, all right? You fucking pigs.
I just don't like listening to this. I don't give a fuck what you think. This is my podcast. This is my show. I made it up. Alex made it up.
I'll allow it.
You asked me to be on it. You asked me.
I'm gonna bring you like 24 donuts tomorrow.
Yeah, but box of Entenmann's. Once I heard Entenmann's, I was like, oh, it's been a while.
Yeah.
When now that I work in an office, not dissimilar to the one on the TV show The Office, there was a guy in fixing the lights, like a construction guy, and he was I don't know, a couple of us said we had some regular back and forth about something, and the guy who's up on a ladder and he peeked his head down from inside the ceiling to say, this is a lot like The Office. And we were like, yeah, you better believe it.
That's fun.
Yeah, good guy. He was a nice guy. I gave him the dumb guy voice. He wasn't a dumb sounding guy. It was just a dumb thing to say. But I don't know. What am I talking about? Human Centipede 2, full sequence.
Yeah, we're here. We're still trying to go viral. And in an effort to do that, we brought back Sam Edwards.
Yes.
The guest on our 2 most popular episodes, bizarrely enough.
That's because I listen to it on repeat.
Sam single-handedly pushed us into the hundreds.
I actually fucking hate the sound of my voice. I can't do it. Back when we had our ill-fated podcast, occasionally I would listen to it. Because there's that one episode we did where I knew I was like, I'm way too drunk to be doing this. And I was like really nervous about listening.
Which episode was that?
It was one about Pablo Escobar. Because we did 2 in one day, and I started drinking in the first episode. And by the second episode, I was in the bag. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, I really can't remember everything I said. I listened to it, and it wasn't as bad as I thought.
No, you came across wonderfully.
Yeah, well, it's not.
I still think of the name Lanigan Flounder a lot, and I have a good laugh. I think that one's really funny.
Yeah. We'll revive it at one point or another.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so Sam, welcome back. Thank you for being on the
great
pod.
to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Like I have been talking about Human Centipede Part 2 with
true.
Alex
Yes.
for 12 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Because,
had you seen it?
No.
I had not seen it.
He hadn't even seen the first one.
I did see the first one. I saw the first one actually with my... Well, you guys have already discussed the first one at length. I would hate to...
it feels like a long time ago. But we did do it, yeah. But talk about it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, well, because I saw the first one, I remember, because my friend came to visit me when I was at Queens. We were like 20, and we were like profoundly high. Profoundly. Yeah. Both had our own bag of chips. I was going with Miss Vicky's Salt and Vinegar. He was going Ruffles All Dressed. But I think both excellent taste.
That's a potent combo, because that's a very acidic chip.
Yeah.
Both of them, yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that.
They call it the potato fastball.
They do. They do call it that. You wouldn't want to eat that chip if your ass was attached to somebody's mouth.
Speedball, whatever.
No, I didn't think that. And we thought it would be funny to watch it just because it sounds so stupid. And it's just kind of bad and grisly. And I didn't enjoy it. It was not a fun, high experience.
No. It wasn't fun. We were stone cold sober, I guess. Yeah. But it wasn't fun either. it's just kind of like,
and it wasn't really like the violent. It wasn't even that violent. Like this
No.
one is very violent.
yeah, it is. It is.
And which is why I like it a little more.
I think it's an improvement.
It is an improvement.
But like so many great sequels, you have to see the first film, because it's.
Sean
because of
came
the
over and watched it with
metatextual
us, and
element.
he was just lost.
Yeah.
He had no idea what was going on.
Yeah,
It's
he's
a very
what's the
complicated
Who's that guy?
film. Yeah.
Common refrain.
That was his fault, though.
Yes, it was.
So Sam's been hounding me about watching Human Centipede Part 2, knowing I hadn't seen the first one, because you were adamant that it'd be really good because it's meta.
It's meta.
It's
Did you guys
meta.
know that?
I
I watched
did
it this
know it.
morning. You
Yeah.
know what? And that's funny. Like, I don't think necessarily everyone would pick up on that, but we're pretty seasoned like film viewers.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
as
yeah.
soon as I popped on the legally downloaded file, sorry, I was like, I picked up on it right away.
That is meta,
Yeah, I was
right?
like, oh fuck, because
Yeah.
it's showing you that it begins with the end of the first movie, and
Yeah,
you're like, wow,
in black
this is-
and white.
in black and white. Maybe
Yeah.
this is a direct continuation or something. And then, what's that? You see the borders of a laptop screen, and a guy is watching the movie, and it's not just footage. It's like it's the movie. It's
Yeah,
just
you're
written and
seeing the
directed by
credits,
Tom
yeah.
Six. Yeah, and listen,
Very
I-
Brechtian.
it is. I wasn't blown away by it because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there are a couple other movies that do this sort of thing.
I think this was the first.
It's among the first.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
He-
it's among the first.
6 is a trailblazer of sorts. But because it
Hey,
was meta...
what happened to Tom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You know what I
Tom's
mean?
1 through 5.
Hey, what up? hey, buddy. What happened to Tom's 1 through 5?
Hey, they're somewhere in the Netherlands.
I guess he's Netherlandish, right?
Yeah, he was one of the
Right.
first directors of Big Brother. I
Yes,
think we
I
mentioned
know.
that.
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
He is like responsible for the birth of Big Brother. yeah. He's a successful.
Yeah.
I'm sure that. I mean, do you think because he was the director, he still gets like residuals from it, or no?
I think you have to be producer.
Yeah, I don't know.
And also
You get
because
residuals, but I don't like you don't get the big
That,
crazy
you know,
money, like the
yeah.
franchise money.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. That's what I mean.
and they don't ever really show reruns of like reality competition shows, as far as
guess
I
not.
know. Like
They
you
just
don't,
keep making new ones, eh?
Top Chef.
right?
I
I guess
watched them.
cooking shows are
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, somebody I used to work with at Fat Pasha is on Top Chef Canada.
No, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, pretty excited. Ruby, shout out Ruby. Ruby's not listening to the show, but if you're watching Top Chef Canada,
Well, the
cheer for Team Ruby.
The show Top Chef Canada, or like because Top Chef, the American show, is coming to Canada. Do you know?
I don't really know yet. I'm not
Top
sure
Chef
if
Canada
it's
was
airing
canceled.
Oh, well, whatever the new one is, it's new. It's new.
So the one that's being filmed in Canada.
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
that's a big deal.
I
That's
think-
Top Chef America in Canada, which is better. Okay, Top Chef Canada was a failed spin-off of
Right.
Top Chef.
So
Good
they
one.
So now is
Now
it just
Top Chef
called,
America, they've run out of good cities because they just had to do like Wisconsin, so they're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
So now they're like, fuck it, Canada's got enough.
So what is it actually called? Is it called
It's
Top
called
Chef
Top
America
Chef.
in
Yeah.
Canada.
In Canada.
in Canada? Cool.
That's very funny.
I don't know. I think that's the one she's in. Anyway, I'm excited to watch.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. I'll
Yeah,
cheer
it's,
for her.
it's fun to watch. Like I like reality shows. I don't watch them that much, but sometimes you find a good one and you're
Top
like,
Chef is the best one.
yeah, I like that.
It
'cause
actually
they're-
changes people's life. Like you have to
Yeah.
be really good at cooking to get on that show.
Yeah, and I think there's an element of talent in it that
Yeah.
I can appreciate rather than the ones where it's just a bunch of like talentless hacks like yelling at each other.
Sure.
But obviously, of course, I understand the appeal of that as well as a podcaster.
We're not above it.
Yeah, you want to do a little brief weekly movie roundup?
Yeah, sure. I honestly haven't seen all that much since last we recorded. Actually, only one movie,
Oh, tell me.
and it was kind of mid, so I don't really want to talk about it all that much. But I watched Bodies.
Oh,
yeah.
I also didn't really care for that.
Yeah, I
But
had
that
a
director's new movie is supposed to be really good.
What's that called?
Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman.
Baby Girl.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's coming. It's not out yet. But
BB Girl.
Hmm?
Oh, BBW?
I don't know.
BBW.
BB
yeah.
Girl.
That's what they call me too. BBT. That's my
Big
initials.
Beautiful
Big
Turnbull.
beautiful Turnbull. Yeah, those are my initials. Do you know why? Do you know what my middle name is?
Isn't it Cinema?
Hey. Do you know what it really is?
Buford?
Let's not joke. That's a jokey
Bratwurst?
answer. Those are joking answers. Let's have a real, genuine
Butter?
guess. Okay, all right.
Broderick?
All right, a couple clowns. Okay, you get Matthew Broderick. Yeah. Okay, clowns. Let's take off the clown makeup for just like 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Have one real guess.
Benjamin.
Brian?
No. Okay, Brian. Good guess. It's not Brian.
I'm struggling to think of other B names,
Yeah,
other
that's-
Ben names.
Yeah.
Benifer.
All right, that was a joke guess, and
Benson.
He's
No,
at
no,
the
no.
end of his rope.
No,
okay.
no, no. That was Sam. Thank you for guessing Brian. That's a real guess.
Benson.
You're still joking.
I know a guy named Benson.
Yeah, but my name. Do you think my name is Benjamin Benson?
It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Although Benson's a weird middle name. I don't care.
It's Benjamin Brody.
Brody.
Yeah.
See, that sounds like a joke.
What are you
No,
fucking?
I know.
you
I know.
Surfer?
So yeah, so some every now and again, especially at Queens, because we all went there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would shift into Brody mode. I'd take off my glasses, I'd turn my hat askew, sideways, backwards, and I'd say, "Hey guys, it's Brody."
Oh, we got Brody today.
Yeah, Brody's gonna smush.
I bet you
couple
got blowjobs up and down
Yeah.
the block.
Oh yeah, Brody was really popular with the chicks. All right,
Brody sounds like the name of a character who would have been in Bodies.
I agree.
Brody's.
Brody's.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It could have been better. Everything about it, I was like, it could have been better. Like, it has
I
a good
know.
cast, and it's a fun idea. The execution, I just thought could have been better. But I did have a really hearty laugh to myself because I was sitting there being like, where do I know this guy from? And it was Lee Pace.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh,
from The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. It's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Thranduil.
People
Thran-
thirst on him a lot.
Do they?
He's very tall.
He's tall.
How tall
yeah.
is it?
He's
How tall are we
very tall.
talking?
Probably not as tall as you, Alex.
That's what I'm
Don't,
thinking.
don't
right?
worry, Alex.
Okay,
no one's
yeah.
as tall as you.
Yeah.
I'm still top tall boy.
Don't worry,
I
Alex.
still go to the big and tall shop.
yeah.
Well, I had a good laugh when I realized it was Thranduil. I can't even pronounce
Yeah.
it.
Also
So-
from Tarsim's The Fall, if
Right.
you're familiar.
Is
Yeah.
it like
Never seen
horror or
that.
horror comedy? Buddies?
Well, this is the thing. It's a horror comedy, but is it either of those? No, it's
not
not
scary,
really scary,
and
and
it's
it's
not
not
that
particularly funny. Yeah,
That-
it's just kind of like,
the end reveal of like what actually happened to Pete Davidson's character was kind of funny.
I guess, but I
It
feel
could have been
like
funnier.
I feel like I like the idea of a movie ending on a punchline. That's like look, it was never really that serious, and especially for in this case. But like I don't know, it's got to be really funny
It
to
could've-
justify that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like everything else in the movie just could have been done better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have
I
just
don't know.
tried a bit harder.
Yeah, I was disappointed by it.
I watched a movie called Don't Breathe yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
No.
Horror film?
that's
It-
from the guy who made Alien Romulus.
Piece of shit. Fuck that guy.
Don't Breathe was not bad. It was
sure.
not bad because I think, Ben, you are of a similar mindset.
Mm.
People that only watch horror in October are cowards.
Oh yeah,
They're
well,
weak people. So that's
Yeah.
why I try to watch horror
This is
in every
coming out-
month
this is-
besides October.
This is coming out in like mid-October. By the
Okay,
way,
well-
just so you know.
okay.
So this is no.
Well,
no,
you guys aren't cowards.
No,
no,
no. This is an important thing that should be discussed.
I've seen you argue this point before.
And I'm glad you brought it up. Now I get it's fun to watch horror movies in October, and
It
that's
is.
fine. You should do it. I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it for sure.
But you should not. You should have a balanced omnivorous diet throughout the year. Right?
I try to watch at least one a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had Shudder for that 1 month.
That was a great
I got
month.
it was a great
Yeah.
month. I got a lot of pretty shitty horror movies in that month.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not want to?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. As we've also talked about in the show, like it's a good investment, right? Because like even a bad horror movie has some redeeming qualities sometimes, right?
Human
Like,
Centipede 2.
Yeah.
some thrills,
Yeah.
some base thrills,
Possibly some laughs.
Even some
unintentional or not. You
Some
know?
over the
Yeah.
top gore, If it's
Yeah.
done practically, I
A
can
fun
always
effect.
appreciate- It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you saw Don't Breathe by
Yeah, what do you think?
non-friend of the pod, Fede Alvarez.
yeah, enemy
Enemy of
I
the
thought
pod.
it was generally like pretty tense. It was, it was quite stupid at points,
Oh, yeah.
but it was tense,
Okay.
and it just did what it needed to do, and it was kind of like a little bit fucked up and in a fun way.
Okay.
Honestly,
I wanna-
it was
I
it was an enjoyable viewing experience.
Yeah,
That's all you can
So
ask
I
for
recommend
these
it.
days.
I saw that in the movie theater on a date.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was fun. There's that part where his plan to like impregnate people with the turkey baster comes up, and it was like, oh, this is not the right vibe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that whole scene's a bit harrowing.
This
Yeah.
is not. Yeah, this is
It's
not
not date quality. Yeah.
No, not really. But other than that, I don't know. It's just funny that it's like, what would be really scary? What about a scary blind man?
Yeah, it was a twist on. It was a twist
I
on. It's
know.
funny you said you saw it on a date. One of my parents' first ever dates was they went to see Pet Sematary, and they
great.
both left because they were too scared
Yeah.
because they're a bunch of pussies.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I thought that was sired by pussies.
But you have to remember, back in the day, they couldn't go onto Live Leak or
That's
true.
They never saw Bud Dwyer blowing a bullet through the back of his head.
unless they saw it live.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I actually just watched the Bud Dwyer clip again this morning.
Remember we brought it?
an all-timer.
We watched it in the bar one time.
Vaguely.
It was at Sneaky D's. I think we were
Oh.
with Kyle, and then we immediately went to find if we could buy Bud Dwyer with gun in mouth shirts, and we found that within 30 seconds.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. See, that's
It's like the
thing
world is so callous but hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's-
That's
Like I was
true.
just crying, laughing when we found the T-shirts. I was like, "Do they have it in March?"
The Bud Dwyer clip is the entry level, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
yeah,
that's
no.
where you start. That's the classic, right? And then you just go downhill from there. And then basically what happens. And listen, I'm very past this phase, But like I used to look at this stuff, right? And eventually, what happens is you're just seeing it all, and then you're just watching stuff, and you're like, oh, this happened yesterday. And you're like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple. That's when I stopped. There were a couple times where it was like I'd read a story in the news, and I was like, "That's awful. I can't believe it." And then you'd open up. It's like this is back when Reddit still had all those things.
Yeah.
You'd open that up, and you'd be like, "Oh, there it is, right in the front."
Yeah.
Page. I didn't even have to go looking for it. There's this like person getting their head chopped off or whatever, and you're like,
Yeah. There was
I don't need to do this anymore.
Live Leak was good for that.
Live Leak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
There was a Darwin Awards subreddit when it's ostensibly supposed to be funny. Like,
Yeah.
it's thinning out the herd here, and then it's just someone getting hit by a train and exploding. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, this isn't
Yeah.
that funny.
No, it's not.
It's quite disgusting, in fact.
You
Yeah.
know what's crazy is you can still juke your Instagram algorithm and get served that kind of stuff.
I know.
Like, that's
You have
stuff's
such
still
a bizarre algorithm.
I think I have one of the craziest
people
algorithms
sauteing
recorded.
garlic and shit. But
Yeah.
yours-
I get animal attacks and stuff, and a lot of the Costco guys. It's like it's a surreal scroll.
When AJ Bufumo goes family annihilator mode.
Chris Benoit style.
Yeah, and yes, exactly, and kills his entire family with like a GoPro strapped on his head.
Does he get the Rizzler though?
Yeah, of course. What do you fucking care? That's the first person to go.
Rizzler's
He throws him out a window. he throws him out a 10-story window.
Whoa!
No! And
You cocksucker!
yeah, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see all that on your Instagram.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know.
I can't wait.
Something to look forward to.
Honestly, it's been.
Any other movies, Sam? Is he?
I watched Under the Skin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I've never seen it.
I enjoyed that movie. I haven't seen it since it came out, but
It was fine. I found it a smidge repetitive.
Yeah.
But and like it, I don't know. I might have to think about it some more.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, crawl to my knees and beseech heaven for
Yeah.
an answer to all this useless beauty. But
Sure.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
It was good enough.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I know
But
you
I
do.
get why you would think that.
yeah. Anything else?
Oh, and I watched Between the Lines. I think that's what it's called. I saw it at
at the review.
At the review,
Nice,
it was
nice.
great.
I heard it's really good.
I loved the review, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I really wanted to. I really wanted to see that, but I was at work. But I'll see it eventually.
How great is it that they got their lease renewed?
I know,
eh?
it's great.
And the
Yeah.
guy that owns the theater is probably going to be dead by the time that
5
lease.
years, yeah.
5 years. He's like 93.
Yeah, I think he's maybe even 96. I don't even know, but
It's wild.
He's going to be almost or over 100 years old. So come on, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll go to I don't know,
Checkmate.
his wife. maybe she is also bad. I don't know.
Maybe she hates movies.
Maybe she hates movies. I don't know. Yeah.
Who can blame her?
Let's see. I saw a mix of reputable and disreputable things.
Lay it on us.
On the disreputable end, Lamberta Bava movie, son of Mario Bava,
Oh.
Delirium, photo of Gioia. I don't know. Anyway, just like Italian, like the giallo stuff we were watching, like kind of the earlier stuff. There's a little. They're lurid, but there's also an art to them. The ones that are kind of closer to like the mid '80s or whatever, they're much more violent and they're much more focused on nudity and sex and so on. And like this one, right? The titular Gioia has very big boobs, and that's a big part of the movie. Is just
how big her tits are.
Just like different ways to show her how big her boobs are. It's really funny. The movie has some good stuff in it though. There's a famous I guess there's these scenes from the killer's point of view where he imagines these the victims as having like strange like masks on their head. So there's one where he's stalking this woman and kills her with a bunch of like a swarm of bees or something. And when from his point of view, her head is shaped like a bee. I don't know. It's kind of like Bee Movie actually. There's a lot like Bee Movie.
That's fun.
And is a B movie, and not necessarily something I would recommend. I saw Platform, the Jia Zhangke movie, whose movie Caught by the Tides is coming out, and I'll probably be able to see that at Vancouver, which is great. Really looking forward to that. I've only seen his more recent stuff, like A Touch of Sin, and Mountains Meet Apart, and Ashes Purest White. And so it's good to see one of the earlier ones. Like it's Caught by the Tides is actually a good title for this one as well. It's just like follows this theater troupe in China, in like rural China in like 1979 until like the early 90s. And there's all of this like the tide of history turning, but it's all just done through hairstyles, pop music, things like that. Like rural kids getting to go to the city and being like, wow, like there's all this like Western influence and so on. As I guess, China becomes more like strays further from
God's
pure
light.
Communist control to like, trains starting running everywhere and people don't have to work in the mines anymore and all this other stuff. Anyway, it's a very good movie. I have to watch it again. It's very dense and I don't think I necessarily understood it entirely, but I did really enjoy it. Some older classics like Gun Crazy, Gun Crazy was good. I was saying on Letterboxd, like the gun, is kind of like a penis, right?
If you think about it.
You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Love Gun. That's a song by Kiss, I think.
There's a quote on the Wikipedia from the director telling the two kind of like lovebirds who are like on the run and like killing people and so on. He's like, your dick has never been harder, to the guy. And then the girl, he's like, you're a dog in heat. And it's like, why is he talking to them like that in the 50s? Everyone in the 50s is supposed to talk like Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
This is a great movie where it's like, it's a good reminder that, people did have sex back then, and the movies that they made at the time, maybe you couldn't show people having sex, but you could show them rubbing their guns. Oh, you could show that. Kind of screwball, or maybe like, I saw someone call it post screwball. I don't know what any of these things mean. The More the Merrier, which is really, really funny. It takes place in Washington, D.C., and it's like wartime, so like all the guys are gone, right? All the hunky young men. So this young woman's like rents out her apartment as like a patriotic duty, right? And this old guy, who's actually secretly like a millionaire, he's just waiting for his hotel room to be ready. He leases out half of her apartment, and then he subleases his half to like a hot guy, and then they it's like a comedy of, it's kind of like Three's Company, but then eventually like they all get together, and it's actually really cute. I really like that one.
The idea. Go on.
Oh, sorry. The old guy doesn't get. The old guy doesn't get in there.
It's like a train situation.
Yeah. It's kind of like a Human Centipede. Actually. Okay. It's kind of a precursor to Human Centipede.
What makes it post Screwball? Because it just kind of sounds like Screwball.
I think it's just Screwball. I read that a review a couple times and I was like, I think it. Listen, but that's from somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. Like,
sure.
I just have a podcast, And then these other ones I'll save for the next episode, including some new releases, The Substance and Megalopolis.
I haven't seen The Substance.
That I saw with Catherine, and perhaps Catherine will be on Human Centipede 3. So maybe I'll save it for that episode. One other one, The Absence of Malice, which is like Paul Newman made this legal thriller, The Verdict, like the year after. And this is one where it's like a kind of like a journalism kind of thriller, I guess. And people got upset at Richard Jewell for depicting the Olivia Wilde character journalist for like sleeping with the John Hamm FBI character to like get her story stuff. In this one, Sally Field plays the worst journalist in the world, who commits all of these ethical missteps, resulting in a woman killing herself and Paul Newman getting smeared, in the media. And as I was watching this was like exactly when the Olivia Nuzzi RFK story happened. Did you read about that?
Oh, yeah.
And it was just kind of perfect timing. This movie, though, is like bad. It's called Absence of Malice, like the legal term.
Yeah.
But it's actually a very malicious movie. It's a movie about the stupidest woman journalist in the world.
Yeah.
And there's a scene at the end where Wilford Brimley comes in and in this like legal debriefing session, and he's just like, how dare you? You should all be ashamed of yourselves.
Oh, the journalists?
Yeah. You journalists, and I don't know, it's just stupid. Like it just felt very dated, and it's old. It's from '81, right? Paul Newman is great at it. He got nominated for an Oscar for it. This is the last Oscar he was nominated for. Or no, and
he
then
didn't get
the
one for
verdict.
the verdict? He must have.
He got nominated for the verdict.
It's incredible in that movie.
And then he lost to that, and then they gave him the honorary, and then he won for Color of Money the next year.
And eventually he was nominated for Cars.
Yeah, that was his last great role.
Cars, yes,
Yeah.
as we all remember. Well, that was the weekly movie roundup. Before we get into Human Centipede 2, in another bid to go viral,
Oh, Alex has a game.
Whoa.
I'm going to give you guys another blind tier list. So I'm gonna name movies by a director, and you gotta tier them. You only have like A through F or whatever.
So F
let's
is the
say.
bad one.
This is the game I didn't like last
This is the
time.
game you didn't like.
Alright.
But you don't know what's coming next.
And if I don't know what the movie is, I still have to rank it?
You guys will know what the movies are, because the topic for today.
Sorry, A to F, or
Yeah, how many is
can
that?
we do 1 to 6 instead?
1 to 6?
Yeah,
Sure,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that'll be easier.
I don't like letters.
Yeah, me neither.
Sure, we could do 1 to 6 for you plebs. The topic is Stanley Kubrick.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
All
name
right.
a Stanley Kubrick
this
movie.
is easy. This is actually easy.
But you don't know what comes next.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
know how the
thing.
game works.
Yeah,
dumbass.
okay.
All right. Fucking idiot. Sorry.
You're the fucking idiot who can't wrap his head around A to F.
I don't know. A B C D E F G. How about that? H I J K. You ever seen Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. Elemento P. Spartacus.
I would say. Wait, or do you want to go first? I know. I've
don't
got
know.
this
Are
down.
you only going to say 6?
Yeah.
Oh, then 6.
Unless you're a real dick
Unless
about
he
it.
just
Unless you're like a real
early.
yeah. Unless you're
Kubrick.
really a real penis about it.
Don't worry about it.
All right, 6.
The Killing.
Nah.
I like The Killing.
I do too. No, I do too. 5.
4.
Lolita.
5.
4. I would have been 5. See, well done, Sam.
Thank you.
All right, let's shake things up. Eyes Wide Shut.
3.
There's 3 left, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
2.
Paths of Glory.
Oh.
Fucking idiot.
I mean, it's not bad.
No, it's not. It's just.
It's not what I would want. Okay, well.
This is the point of a blind tier list.
Okay.
Yeah, but
fine.
what's the point of this
It's
game?
very
It sucks.
stupid and
Do you know
frustrating.
what a better game is?
They're
Is the
going
other one.
viral.
Okay.
The better game is the other one that we did.
But
where
only
it's
one
like,
person could do that at a
But
time.
now I want to know what the last one is, Ben. All right?
All right, sorry.
We've come this far. 2.
So okay, I'll put it at 3.
No. You've already done 3.
No, Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh,
is
you
2.
did 2. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Brilliant. Sorry.
Right?
Barry Lyndon.
1. Perfect.
1.
Easy. Done. Yeah. Stupid game. Stupid. Boring.
Don't I
hate
still
it.
have one left?
No.
Oh, okay.
what was it?
Wait, what was it?
It would have been 2001: A Space
How
Odyssey.
many? This sucks.
I actually, in retrospect, I thought it was very fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun too. I'm sorry. Do
And,
do it the other way.
Okay.
Do it the good way.
With Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, that's
Well,
going to be boring.
I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, you're right.
We've already done it.
Do it with somebody else.
Okay.
This is exactly what happened on the last episode. We did the tier list, and I'm like, well, I don't get it. I don't get what the point is. I think the thing that's more interesting is when people go up
The
and they
this or
ask,
that one.
yeah, the this or that. They ask like, oh,
yeah,
who's
and
your
then-
favorite pop star,
and-
Britney or Christina or whatever?
you-
And
you
go,
like
yeah,
sort of move your head
that's-
one way or the
that's
other.
a very dated reference, but still.
Not if you live in my world.
You're right. I'm not on Instagram Reels really.
Mhm.
I get them from Alex.
Oh, he sends a shitload my way.
And
All right.
I look at them and I'm like, okay, I don't need to. I'm glad I don't look at this.
The topic is male American directors. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Sure.
All right.
Actually, this is great. Okay. Now I'm excited. Look, I sat up in my chair, right, and I sat.
You're
and
such
I'm
a
leaning-
baby.
I'm leaning.
I'm not sitting up for this.
I'm leaning forward to conceal my tumescence.
Okay. Tim Burton or Woody Allen?
You fucking asshole. You asshole.
I've probably gotten more joy out of watching Woody Allen.
yeah,
movies than Tim Burton.
Woody Allen.
Woody. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Problematic. Woody Allen or David Fincher?
Fuck.
This is what you wanted.
Yeah, it
You
is
fuck-
what I wanted. I know, and I'm an idiot. Okay.
Fincher.
I'm gonna stick with Woody Allen.
Well,
Woody
now,
Allen or Roman Polanski? Is that going to be one?
well, now you guys have differed, so I can't just go like Woody Allen
Yeah,
or
do
this
it with me.
person.
Okay, no,
I'm the host.
Yeah, Ben's the host.
You're just a guest.
So you
Yeah.
stuck with Woody Allen?
special
Yeah.
guest.
You stuck with
You're
Woody
just,
Allen?
You're just a special guest.
Yeah.
Okay, Woody Allen or Ron Howard?
Woody Allen.
hate-
Is this is
you
just
hate
what you're-
Ron
this is-
Howard.
I don't hate Ron Howard.
Woody
No,
Allen?
You had
I just-
implied that you hated Ron Howard.
I don't think he's a good director.
Woody Allen or
That
George
counts.
Lucas?
Woody Allen. Oh my God! Come on! Now this is embarrassing. I'm such
This
an
is what you
idiot.
wanted.
I fell for your trap.
Woody Allen or Rob Reiner?
You fucking asshole! You're such an asshole. Woody Allen.
Well,
No,
I guess
keep
your
going.
favorite male American
No.
director.
no.
Who is it, Ben?
That's not fair. You
It's
you
Woody
said
Allen.
you said a good director and then a bunch of like good, pretty good directors.
You could have.
Reiner did Spinal Tap.
Rob
You
Reiner
could've
had a great run, yeah.
Misery. I like
But
Misery.
come on, no,
That's all I got. That was
No.
that was my list of American male
God.
directors.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
I
now's a
thought
good.
you were going to end with Polanski.
He's not American.
Oh, fuck,
That's right. That's right.
He's I think Ukrainian or something.
Ukraine. You think he's Ukrainian?
I'm just joking. He's Polish. I know he's Polish. I know he's Polish.
Well,
His last name ends like my last name.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. Well, I'm glad you brought up the Woody Allen thing. I wanted to bring something else up. I booked another acting role.
What?
Mm.
I am going to be in the new Louis C.K. movie. It is a kaleidoscopic portrait of Louis C.K.'s life,
Yeah.
where he's played by 7 different actors, and
Ooh.
I'm one of the actors.
It's like I'm not there.
So he specifically has said it's like I'm Not There, the Todd Haynes film, and he's thinking tentatively of calling it I'm There.
I
as a
like it.
title.
That sounds
It's
You
good,
know what?
right?
I like it.
Yeah.
Who are the other actors portraying Louis C.K.?
That's a great question. Obviously, it's me,
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller, yeah, Kate Blanchett, of course. Let's see, Mel Gibson, Alec Baldwin, Robert Blake from Lost Highway. Oh, he died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
But he did shoot his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he died. Oh, he's dead. Okay, he'll be recast with. Wait, how many actors did I say again? It doesn't matter. It's me. It's Tilda Swinton. It's Kate Blanchett.
Crystalia.
It's Crystalia. It's CGI Crystalia replaced with Tig Notaro.
That's very exciting.
I said a couple other people. I don't know.
Who's directing it?
Louis C.K.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Writer,
Autobiographical.
director. Yeah.
Incredible. He's so talented.
He can do everything.
Yeah.
He truly
Auteur.
can. Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of Louis C.K., Human Centipede 2,
Mm-hmm.
couple of masturbation moments.
Yeah.
right?
He
Famously
masturbates
so.
with sandpaper.
He masturbates with sandpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I tried that immediately after watching
Oh, yeah,
the
of course I
movie.
did.
Well,
And,
that's interesting. I did too. What did you think?
it got me there.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Mm.
Yeah. I thought it actually hurt. I had to stop.
You got to develop calluses around your...
Oh, have you seen it? You have never seen it.
Honestly, if you're cut, it's always like with using sandpaper.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true, fortunately.
It's a
This
struggle.
is such a Queen's Boys bro podcast now.
yeah.
Because we're talking about
Because
jerking
we're-
off.
Because we're jerking off.
Jerking
Yeah.
off with sandpaper
Talking
and
about
mutilating our
Woody
penises.
Allen.
Penile mutilation is huge at Queens.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. There were a couple of parties, you'd get invited to, and you're
Walking
like,
through a dorm hallway.
yeah, you're like, I don't really know a lot of people here, but it sounds like really cool. And then you'd go, and it would be kind of Eyes Wide Shut vibe, and you're like, okay, that's all right. I'll put the mask on. I'll do what you tell me.
Yeah.
But people weren't like it wasn't like an orgy. people would just be
sitting in corners hurting themselves.
Yeah.
they would just be having
It's
sex
about
with
self-satisfaction.
different types of fruit.
You know, we're selfish at
yeah,
heart.
it would be a real like a like former British PM David Cameron. There'd be like a roast pig, and you're supposed to have sex with it. It was just weird. It was just always. It was always very.
Well, it's very much a college town thing.
Yeah, exactly.
We have that college town
town,
vibe.
yeah.
And occasionally you fuck a roast pig.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing their Letterman jackets.
Yeah, you're wearing...
Yeah.
Balls deep in a roast pork.
When I was at that hotel training, I was sitting next to this table to a actually pretty young general manager who worked at a hotel in Kingston. And he was like, he's kind of selling me on it. He's like, hey man, like come to Kingston, like you'll advance your career like so much faster than you would be here. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I didn't want to tell him though, like I used to live in Kingston as part of your problem, I imagine, which is students from Queens. And I don't want to go back there. I just think it's a nice place to live.
It's a cute town.
It's a cute town. It would be
A lot of
strange to live
negative
there as
associations.
no longer a student. I think that would
Sure,
feel
yeah.
a little out of place.
Yeah, I would too.
And for Ben
And
being
old.
a big fish, should be quite a small pond.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big fish now.
You are, yeah.
I actually am starring in I booked another acting role after
yeah?
the Lucy K movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to be playing the big fish in Big Fish 2 from Tim Burton.
Oh my God.
He's come back because he did Beetlejuice 2, Beetlejuice,
Mm-hmm.
and he's back to his roots. So he wanted to make another movie about his relationship with his dying or now dead dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he liked me in Cherub, and so I'm going to be Big Fish.
Bigger fish.
You know what?
Yeah.
It would be great if
That's
they
why
did it right.
be really big fish.
Yeah,
Because the monologuist Spalding Gray famously, after seeing Big Fish, went and jumped off a bridge and killed himself because that movie is mid. So
he jumped off a ferry, by the way.
Oh, was it a ferry?
It was a ferry.
I thought it was a bridge.
No, he saw it, and he got right on the ferry, right out of the theater in New York, or wherever he was, and he went off, and he's like, I'm gonna go catch that big fish, baby.
Yeah.
all the way down at the bottom. Yeah.
Davy Jones's locker.
Yeah.
Well,
Could he just not swim? How do you jumping off a ferry isn't fatal?
I don't know. I think he just drowned himself. You know. I don't know. It's difficult to put yourself in the mindset of
Someone who just saw
Someone who's-
something that mid.
someone who saw a film.
I've never seen Big Fish.
It's not worth killing yourself over.
Where, yeah, exactly. I thought you had taste.
Yeah. It's not terrible. I haven't seen it as an adult. I
Yeah.
feel like it's the kind of movie that if you saw it like after someone important in your life died, it would probably make you cry.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
it's a sweet movie, especially compared to his other crap these days. Tim Burton, right?
Right.
You didn't like
But-
the second Alice in Wonderland?
I
That made me
he did-
cry.
He didn't make that one. Actually.
Was that not him?
No.
Oh, no.
He just merely birthed the first one
Oh,
into
yeah.
the world. Yeah,
The ultimate take on Lewis Carroll's classic,
of course.
IMO.
Let's talk about this for
Human
a
Centipede
frickin'
2.
stupid movie.
Yeah. This movie came out in 2011. The original was 2009. So a couple years later, hot
Yeah.
off the heels of the viral success of the Human Centipede, Tom Six gives us Human Centipede 2, which is an avant-garde film that's very meta about a man named Martin, portrayed by Lawrence R. Harvey.
A detestable man.
Yes.
So somebody I really grew tired of looking at.
You just mean the just general vibe of him?
Yeah.
The general...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
uniquely
Yeah.
unpleasant man to look at.
Yeah.
Who is obsessed with the film The Human Centipede, the original.
He is like a
opens-
lowly security guard.
He's mute, it appears to be.
Well, yeah. People
a good
call him
impression.
the
Yeah,
R
yeah.
word a lot, and I don't know if the character is supposed to be
Oh, yeah.
disabled, but he is like
But he's like very industrious.
yeah, he does. He creates a very meticulous plan that would be very difficult to pull off for anybody. You know,
That one parking garage.
well, there's a lot of
Yeah.
moving parts.
Yeah.
You know,
12.
Yeah, yeah.
There's 12 moving
There's
parts.
There's 12. Yeah.
He is a parking garage attendant who's obsessed with the movie The Human Centipede and wants to create his own full 12-person centipede, that being like the full sequence, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah. He actually he lives with his domineering mother.
Yep.
The parts of this movie I liked were the parts with her where she was like, let's just both kill ourselves.
Yeah.
she like
They're eating that horrible English food. It's just like
Yeah.
a plate
It's
of
just
beans.
Yep.
This movie is in black and white.
Yes.
Because it's classy,
Artful.
artful. Yeah.
Janus Films released it, actually.
Well, there's this. There's a security guy at, or I guess maybe loss prevention guy, is more accurate, at work, and he's always like, "Oh, what are you watching? What movies are you like?" And he's a kind of guy who's like, "Oh, I bet you'd like it better if it was in black and white." You know, and I'm like,
Is he the reason why you saw that Deadpool versus Wolverine
no,
movie?
not that guy.
Oh, that was a different guy?
That's a coworker I actually like. This guy is fine. He's just like. He's the kind of person I'd never. Well, I mean, all coworkers, the kind of person you never talk to unless you're a coworker. That's the whole point. But no, he just jokes about that. And so I next time he says that, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you're right. I actually have this great black and white movie for you, because of course black and white is a sign of pretension and artsiness. So.
And quality.
Yeah.
It's like Clerks. In
Yeah.
many ways, this is the Clerks of the Human Centipede films.
Yeah, but in many more ways, the first film is like the Clerks,
And
because it's the first.
many more ways, Tusk is kind of like the Human Centipede, actually.
Tusk
the
is
human centipede of the Clerks universe?
Tusk is the human
Yeah.
centipede.
Is Tusk in the Viewisk universe?
No, it's in the Guy Lapointe universe.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my God, you reminded me of
I
that
know.
fucking movie.
Johnny Depp is
Oh
in
my!
that movie.
It's the most unfunny shit I've ever witnessed, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to be what the comic fucking relief. God, that was abysmal.
Yeah.
It's
It's about
bad
it's
movie.
about a podcast.
yeah, it's true.
And those early podcasting scenes too.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
that's,
really bad.
that's what I think about when I'm trying not to come.
It's really bad.
Jesus.
Bad.
We could do, if we wanted to tackle Kevin Smith before the View Askew universe, we could do the True North. I guess he hasn't released the third one, right?
And we pray he never will.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Yoga Hosers really.
I don't ever
Did
want to
him
watch
in.
that again.
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
I've
you
seen
guys
Yoga.
both have
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
Yoga
Yeah.
Hosers?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen all this. I haven't seen all. Have I seen all his movies?
I haven't seen Jersey Girl.
I haven't seen Jersey Girl. I don't know why.
We should
That
do a
feels-
Kevin Smith tier list.
Oh God, I'd have to do some rewatching. You know,
I haven't
Yeah.
seen Dogma since in like, I don't know, 15 years.
it's
Me
funny.
neither.
Yeah, it's
like,
good. I think I liked
Dogma.
it.
Yeah,
I have
like
fond
Dogma.
memories of it for
Wait,
sure.
what's it called again? It's not called Dogville, right?
Dogma?
Which one's Dogville?
The Lars von Trier movie
Oh, yeah,
with
right.
Nicole Kidman.
Are you sure?
That one's very Brechtian.
I thought that one was called.
No, you're right. Kevin Smith did the
Kevin Smith
Brechtian,
did Dogville, yeah.
Nicole Kidman, Paul Beatty.
Yeah,
What's his name? Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany.
Not Paul
That's
Beatty.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Human Centipede 2 parentheses
Full
Full
sequence.
sequence.
is the meta black and white sequel.
Sister film
Yeah.
to the Human Centipede.
Companion piece.
Yes.
The things that it does better are that it is a little bit more playful than the first one, which has some moments of fun, mostly with the Dieter Laser performance, like because he's a funny, weird guy. The guy who plays Martin is just like a disgusting looking man. He feels like someone who'd be in one of those German films, like the German film Angst, or
Yes.
like Angst.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels kind of like that.
Isn't
right?
that Austrian?
Well,
Tomato.
potatoes. Yeah, potatoes, tomatoes, right?
Tomato tomatin.
Yeah, exactly. I found him extremely unappealing to look at and to spend time with, and that's of course the point. I think the movie is a lot more violent,
Way more graphic.
It's
A lot more
really
graphic, yeah.
Like that scene where he's just taking the hammer and bashing out all the guy's teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was
gross.
hard to watch.
It's
like,
funny
I'm
too
pretty.
if it's supposed to be a little bit more like so. The tagline for the first one, 100% medically accurate. The tagline for the second one, 100% medically inaccurate. Though
Ayo.
it does take place in the real world.
Mhm.
Some of there's one sort of thing that I laughed at a lot is like when he's capturing all his victims in the parking lot, right?
He's got to move.
Shoots them
He
in
will
the
shoot them.
leg.
He will like maim them with a handgun.
Yeah.
And then he'll take a crowbar and he'll hit them on the head.
Yeah.
And
It works every time.
it works every time, which is funny. But there's specifically one sequence later when he's about to prepare everybody for the Human Centipede.
Oh.
He walks around. Everyone's
That was
on the
actually my
on the
favorite scene in the
floor, like
movie.
writhing around. He walks around, and it's one long shot, and he hits all of them in the head with the crowbar. Bonk. bonk, and it's one hit, one knockout.
Yeah, which is like that is irreparable brain damage, by the way.
Oh,
like,
all those,
they all would be dead.
There's all these people that he does that,
but it's 100% medically inaccurate, so
exactly.
I can get away with that.
It's a Fantasia.
It is a Fantasia.
It's like how Megalopolis opens. It says Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, and then a fable. just so you know, just so you know.
Well, it is kind of like that because there is an element of like, especially at the end, like was it all a fantasy kind of thing? The whole 100% medically inaccurate thing. Yeah, like he wants to create a human centipede, but he doesn't have the steady hand or surgical know-how of Dieter Laser. You know what I mean? Like
who does?
Yeah,
He's
so
really more of an everyman.
He is. He's the
John
layman.
Q. America.
He makes the layman's human centipede.
Yeah.
And so
it's so gross.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
And what I was
staple gun?
Yeah, so I watched it with Sam and our friend Sean, who's very funny. We used to do movie nights, and I was like, as a joke, because I knew Sam wanted to watch it with me because he was going to be on the pod, but I texted our movie night group chat and I was like, hey, do you want to come watch Human Centipede 2? And this guy, God bless him, he was super game. He hadn't even seen the first one, but he came, didn't know what he was getting himself into. And, we had a bit of a laugh, as you would at an extremely like gory horror film, as people do in crowds,
Sure.
Yeah.
I kind of admire that the movie is going for like an incredibly dour and bleak atmosphere. But when you're watching it with, a couple pals and you're having a laugh at its expense, it's like, I think watching
it was a good night out, to be honest.
It was a good night out. And like, I don't know if even if you were watching this movie by yourself, you could take it that seriously. I love that it wants to have such a bleak atmosphere. Because it's even set in England, which is the bleakest country.
England in a fucking parking garage for the bulk of it.
Yeah.
But or just that fucking dank factory.
Yeah, the warehouse where he stores his victims for days on end when they're like bleeding from a gunshot wound and concussed.
No food.
Yeah.
Just lying there,
Just duct taped.
Yeah.
It's for, Tom Six's effort to make it just so repugnant and gross. I found it kind of goofy
and endearing.
I don't know about endearing.
Yeah,
but
I found it very endearing. I
that.
already bought a T-shirt.
I think it's like
just with the guy's face on it.
Like the parts that feel more like angst, or like those other like that kind of I never can pronounce his name, but the Jorg Bootgreat guy. What's the guy who makes necromantic?
I still haven't seen
stuff
those.
like that, and like what's that other good one?
You're supposed to lend me one. The King of Death.
Yeah, Der Todd's King.
Yeah, you're supposed to lend me that.
Yeah, I'll lend it to you. Let me run back and get it. Just hang on.
Okay.
I'm back. I forgot it. I just went back to jerk off with sandpaper. I forgot. I'm sorry. I was like, there's supposed to be something. I'm here for a reason. And then I saw the sandpaper on my coffee table. I was like,
it was looking good. That sandpaper was looking appealing.
Yeah. The stuff like that where it like creates this kind of dour, heavy atmosphere. It's more interesting than the first one, which does not really have a lot of atmosphere at all. Like the first one has a lot of scenes before they're all connected, where it's just like you're just kind of watching them try to escape or whatever. Like the long scene of the pool, or like I don't know, it's just boring. It's just like it's not a well.
The
shot.
first one is
slightly off kilter.
Quite a boring movie.
Yeah,
I think it's boring once he creates the human centipede. The stuff you're talking about, like in the house with them, I found kind of like eerie, and creepy.
a little bit.
And I like
right.
that pool scene took so long because it was just like a weird standoff between this girl in the pool and then
weird,
Dieter.
right.
It's weird.
Yeah, when he puts the cover over.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's
kinda,
how he's going to fish her out of the pool.
It's
just
a little
like
weird. Yeah, you're right.
What I found with this one is I found the stuff before he makes the human centipede way more boring because it is this repetitive
it's like,
shoot him in the leg,
knock
him with the
bonk
crowbar.
him in the head, take him in his van.
When we start having a lot of fun relatively, when he is assembling or creating the human centipede, because that's when we get the obscene
It's very
gore.
rudimentary, you know, his
Yeah.
way of doing it. It's very meat and potatoes.
Yeah, he's not surgically extracting their teeth. He's knocking them out
He's
with a
just
hammer.
bashing them out with a hammer. That was very hard to watch.
Yeah, and the
He's-
guy's like choking on his teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's gross. Yeah, it's violent.
And
But-
then when he's taking this staple gun.
Yeah, he's literally just stapling their mouths to their assholes.
Yeah.
Like it's not some grand surgery. It's very silly.
He's not a surgeon. He's a
not.
cinephile.
Yeah, he's a cinephile in a
Yeah.
parking lot. And he's slicing open their kneecaps and fishing out their tendons and then just like ripping their tendons. And that was gross.
Yeah.
You know, that was like
Yeah.
viscerally very unpleasant to watch.
There's
But it
something
was-
to be said about that.
Yeah, it was so extreme.
Yeah, it's pretty extreme and it's gross. And there's the scene where he jerks off to the movie with sandpaper. He wraps it around his little
Yeah.
sausage, you know, and he fucking and it's bleeding and it's gross. That's very gross. And it's important that these images are out there now.
Yes.
For all to enjoy.
This is an important film.
But I didn't really like it very much. You know,
No.
I think it's an improvement on the first movie, in some ways.
Yeah.
But I think the first movie is bad. So it's an improvement on bad.
I don't
You
even know. Like I find them both like really uneven. Kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
kind of like
sure.
a centipede, right? Like you just attach the weekends
An
together.
actual centipede is
He has a-
proportioned.
Yeah, the proportion and actually very agile and
Oh
Yeah.
right, yeah. There is a real centipede in this
strong
movie too.
and-
They're
oh,
yucky.
Yeah. That's actually they creep me the fuck out. Centipedes.
Oh, yeah, they're terrifying.
They're like amongst the
Yeah.
most disgusting things
Oh,
that exist. On the
one
planet
one
for
one
me.
of okay. Well, aside from the movie being about the dangers of cinephilia and of becoming too obsessed with a film, similar to in Prometheus, how David the android becomes obsessed with Lawrence of Arabia and then seeks to recreate it in his own life, right?
Sure.
This is very similar. I think the funniest meta aspect of it is that he not only watches the movie like every day at his boring job, he also has a scrapbook of like all the like red carpet premieres and like IMDb pages of all the
Yes.
stars. And
This is very funny.
This is actually pretty funny. I had a light chuckle. He contacts the agents for one of the are not the two women in the first movie both named Ashlyn in real life? I thought that was
Are they?
when you see in the credits, is it like did he just find two white ladies named Ashlyn? That's hilarious. But one of the Ashlyns he gets and on the phone or something, and then he goes to pick her up, like I guess from the airport or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Wow, I'm so excited that I get to audition for a Quentin Tarantino film."
He lures her by pretending to be like working for Quentin Tarantino. It's Ashlyn and Ashley.
Oh,
So
pretty damn close.
Very close.
Pretty
very
close. Anyway, she becomes the head of the centipede, right?
Yes.
Is she the head or is she the ass? I forgot.
No, she's
the
the
head.
head.
That's right.
Yeah.
That
out
makes
of,
sense.
Out of honor.
Yeah.
Out of honor, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought they could have done a little bit more with that of just like her being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe
This is so
it's
meta."
really happening to me."
Yeah.
It's that could have been maybe a little bit more disturbing, but
Sure.
it is still kind of funny.
It was
that's a
funny.
funny scene. Right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It is funny, but yeah, like everything, the preamble in this one is the boring part for me. Like it
Sure.
is very repetitive. Like you kind of get it.
He goes around bonking people.
He goes around bonking people. He tries to change it up the type of people he bonks. Like he has an upstairs neighbor who's kind of like, you know, a British skinhead
He's a
who listens
skinhead
to
who's
metal really loudly.
Really loudly, interrupting their beans, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he like wastes his mom with like a shotgun or something, and her head is just like
He bashes it in with
crowbar, is it?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
that's how he does
and
it. I forgot.
Just, it's gone.
Yeah.
Sean was like crying, laughing when they finally cut to his mom's head.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's just like
She's like
gaping
sitting at the
hole.
dinner table. It's just
Yeah.
like a hole in her head.
Yeah, and then the guy comes down and sees it, and that's when he bonks him and shoots him in the leg.
Yeah, he bonks him.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's kind of funny, but also kind of boring.
I think the movie is bad.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad movie. But I am impressed by how he didn't. No one could accuse him of just making the same movie again.
No,
He made a slightly different movie.
and it is an exercise in like how much fucked up stuff. Like, what else can I do, right? Like,
Well, yeah. Did you watch the like unrated version or the there? Apparently, there's
I don't
multiple. But did you? There was he wraps barbed wire.
Oh, we
around
saw
his,
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
He wraps barbed wire around his penis, and he rapes.
Oh yeah,
the
that was
woman
when
at
it
the
felt
end.
like he went too far.
I think that's probably
That's
why
when I've turned on him as a viewer.
you're like this. Yeah, this guy actually. He's not just a fan of the
Yeah.
film. He's a creep too.
I
Yeah.
was on his
He's a
side up
sex
until
pest.
then. Yeah.
I think that's probably why maybe if this is true, I don't know. I didn't look it up, but it said unrated version, and I assumed that's probably something that maybe was cut, because I can see that being, because that scene was really gross.
Mm-hmm.
that was really quite like
Yeah.
yucky. But at the same time, of course, and that feels reminiscent more of a Serbian film, which I think would have
Yes.
come out right before this, right?
Yeah, and that was
Or right around that same time.
Still never seen it.
And that film has a lot of that, like, sexual violence in it. That, including, I think, probably the most notorious part,
Yeah.
which you don't actually see, but is heard and talked about, is the film producer guy is showing, who's like trapped the guy in the snuff movies. He's showing him a video of somebody, like, God, sorry if you're listening to this podcast. He shows him a video of a guy raping a baby, and you don't see it, but it's heard. And then the director guy stands up, and I guess he's like strapped him to the chair. He's like forcing him to watch it. And the director guy stands up and he says like, it's like a new form of cinema, and he says, "Newborn porn," and that's like the big like shock moment of the movie. The baby is just newborn. That's the other part of it.
Oh.
It's really gross. It's really gross. And then you can watch the interviews with the director where he's like, "Yeah, this is a metaphor for Serbia, for like Serbian I don't know. That's not how they sound, but he's like, "Yeah, this is what being Serbian's all about."
You keep going with this German kind of.
I know.
This is what being Serbian's all
I
about,
don't know
yeah.
any Serbians. I'm sorry.
Well, that sounds fucked.
Well, it is fucked, and I think I think that movie and this movie and all this other sort of extreme cinema stuff. We were talking a bit in the first Human Centipede about something like Sallow, right, which has extreme images, right, but uses them, for like a thoughtful purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is not thoughtful. It's just empty provocation, right?
It certainly feels that way.
Yeah, I think from what I understand about the third one, it's a comedy version of that same principle, or whatever, right? It's just more provocation, for provocation's sake, right? I'm
I
not
would
saying that's
call it
necessarily a bad thing. but
empty because this was mostly in black and white. Mostly.
You're right.
There is one very memorable scene
Yeah.
when he's been feeding them all laxative, right? Isn't that what he's
He's like injecting laxative
He's
into their
injecting
ass
laxative,
cheeks.
like into them, right?
'Cause that's
It's
how
very
laxative
effective.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. If it's
Watching
closer,
it with Sean, he's like, "That's not how laxative
No, it's
works."
closer to the
He's
ass.
a pharmacist.
Yeah.
it's closer to the ass.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But-
and shit is stored in the ass cheeks.
Yeah,
The way
They
pee is stored in the balls.
Start
Yeah.
violently shitting in each other's mouths.
Yeah.
And from once was gray and white and black turns beautiful brown.
Yeah.
And we see it all.
Yeah.
Like the girl in red in
It-
Schindler's List.
God damn it, I was going to make that joke.
yeah. No,
Um,
that scene. If you saw the first movie and you're like, they're really not making much of a deal about the shit in the
eating.
mouth
Yeah.
thing,
Mhm.
which really is the central
Yeah.
That's
just
the point.
point of disgust. This has that long scene where he's massaging people's bellies to get them to
And
shit
he
faster.
is just giggling galore.
Yeah, and the
when
sound
he-
effects are like,
Oh, it's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
it's-
absurd.
It is what it
great.
is.
It's a
It
great
is what it
scene.
is.
Yeah, and it's like you said, I think there's something to be said for making something that's so, blatantly just out there to be provocative and fucked up and whatever.
Yeah, I'm not saying it has to have a point.
No.
I think sometimes it's probably better that it doesn't. right? that it's just a movie about.
Because that way you almost always just become heavy-handed and it's just bullshit, and I end up hating it more.
It's funny the in like a Serbian, and it's been a long time, but in a Serbian film, like, you know, any political allegory you want to apply to the film, like, you know, sure, whatever, right? But it kind of falls apart because the movie is not. I don't think the movie is really super invested in any of that.
Sure.
No.
This movie is invested in itself. It's invested in like the human centipede as an idea, and the
in
like,
the lore,
the lore and the notoriety and the infamy the first movie made.
Yeah.
So it's just like that and even more. It's kind of like what people were maybe worried that the first movie was going to be like in terms of So it is, in a way, it's like a human centipede where it's kind of like devouring itself. You know what I mean? It's eating the shit from the first one and splattering out even more like pungent shit.
That is very well said.
Which is kind of interesting to me. Like, I'm not going to lie. And there was also like, there's a really like gross psychiatrist character.
Who's inexplicably attracted to this man.
Yeah. And this is super interesting because I saw him and I was like, oh my God, is that who I think it is? And it is. It's Richard Brody, the film critic.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's
really?
Richard Brody. Yeah, the guy with the big beard, right?
No, you're joking.
Fuck
No,
you.
it's Richard Brody.
The film critic for the New Yorker.
Yeah, the kind of the toast of the New York intelligentsia, Richard Brody.
All right, I looked it up. It's not. It's someone named Bill Hutchins.
Bill Hutchins?
But
Are you sure?
well done, Ben.
No, it's Richard Brody.
It looks like Richard Brody.
No. Don't gaslight me, Alex.
You're
right?
gaslighting me right now,
right?
pal.
Don't. Okay.
I wanted to believe.
All right,
I wanted to believe
all right,
you too.
Queens boys. You want to get into a gaslight fight?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. It is Richard Brody. It's Richard Brody.
It's not.
It is.
It's whatever. Bill Hutchison.
Who's that? Name one other
Bill
movie
Hutchins. He's in Human Centipede 3.
Okay. Well, it could be Richard Brody's stage
You think it's a stage name?
I think
really?
I think
you
it
think
is.
it's a pseudonym?
I think it's a pseudonym. If you rearrange the letters in Bill Hutchins,
You will find Richard Brody.
I am Richard Brody.
Benjamin Richard Brody Turnbull. That's my name.
God, it was right there in front of us.
Yeah. It's and then that's fun, and we all had a good laugh. But it is Richard Brody.
But there's a scene where him and Richard Brody and his mom are all having like a talk in the living room, and I think it was just by virtue of the sound audio quality being poorly recorded, but the sound sounded kind of weird. And it was kind of like tinny and echoey, and it kind of almost, the scene itself just kind of reminded me of like Eraserhead with the stilted performances
I remember you
and
commenting
stuff.
that.
Yeah. I mean, it's in black and white.
It's in black and white, and there's some weird shit going on with the sound, and then you just have these like
there's a weird little creature,
weird family,
exactly. But then later on, we see that psychiatrist having a threesome, an MFM threesome in a car with a prostitute. When Martin comes by and gives them the old pistol and crowbar special.
Yeah.
He does.
And he says he wants to. He kills the psychiatrist. And he hears him say he wishes he could have sex with Martin, who he calls that fucking R word.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
nasty movie.
It's very nasty.
Yeah.
And then he goes. Does he try to kill the lady of the evening?
Is she not kidnapped as part of the?
Yeah, I thought she becomes part of it.
She becomes part of it.
Maybe she does. I can't remember.
She runs up the stairs at one point, but
I can't remember if he catches her or not.
I think he does.
He does?
No one escapes this parking garage.
him.
The amount of crime he commits in this parking garage is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And he just leaves.
Why would anyone park there?
I know. Like, people are constantly disappearing.
this is London, though, right? Those
That's
rates,
true.
You know.
Yeah, it's funny that you say London. I mean, maybe I wasn't. Well, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but when it's like it's in London, it's like, oh yeah, it could. I mean, it's just like generic like Euro hell, because it's people of all. It's another one of those like European movies where people are speaking English, but it's like it could take place anywhere. You know what I mean?
This could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah. It could be anywhere in the world.
This could be Toronto. It certainly could be Romania.
It definitely feels
more than likely was filmed.
It feels Romanian. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked that it was going for bleakness. I like that it kind of failed going for bleakness and ended up being kind of goofy. I appreciated how much more graphic and violent this was, almost as a commentary on itself. But yeah, I still think half of the movie is quite boring. The other half is not boring just by virtue of being kind of disgusting.
Mhm.
Certainly.
Which makes it a success.
I don't know about that.
I was trying to wrap up what you were saying.
I
I'll tell you what I was thinking.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a trip. I did not hate it. I didn't love it, but I did not hate it for sure.
I think if I had watched it with you guys, it would have been a lot more fun.
Yeah,
Watching it this
definitely.
morning while I was trying to eat breakfast. Like literally, I woke up, made my coffee, made my breakfast.
Eating oatmeal.
Yeah, I'm like, here we go. Click, you know. And boy, I'll tell you,
It could be a dour experience in that.
Watching it solo, I was
atmosphere-
very happy actually that I watched it with
Yeah.
a couple
Yes.
pals because
Yeah.
like I've seen every level of horror, right?
Of course.
But like, it really isn't pleasant. Like that scene. Like I keep
Yeah.
bringing it up with the fucking hammer to the teeth.
Yeah.
That shit just really bothers me. Something about it.
I
Like,
get
you know
it.
that scene in like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first time you see Leatherface.
Yeah,
and
we were
he's
talking about
making
that
those
in the show.
chicken sounds, and then he bonks the guy
Yeah.
in the head. That
Yeah.
still scares the fuck out of me. Like it still bothers me.
It's
Yeah.
It's,
scary.
not, it's just
Yeah.
something about sledgehammers or hammers in face.
Yeah.
It's just a little
Yeah.
bugaboo of mine.
No, of course. It's no. I mean, who can blame you?
Yeah.
Right? Who can blame you? No, it's terrifying. I didn't find this movie scary.
No,
No.
it wasn't
but
scary.
it's gross.
Gross.
It's gross.
Yes.
it made
yeah.
me wince.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
gross.
tendon fishing made
Oh
me
yeah,
wince.
it was
Yeah.
also fun because you get to watch your friends' reactions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course,
It was
of
like,
course,
it was
right?
the tendon thing that got Alex.
And I was being a woos about it, but
There were times where I was like, I don't really need to watch this for the show. Right? This is a bad sign, but don't worry, I'm fully committed. But there are a number of movies lately for the show recently where I'm like, I don't need to finish this. Like Bad Boys, whatever, 3 or 4. I was like, Bad Boys 4, right? I was like, I don't need to watch this.
But
I
you're
could just-
glad
I
you
just
do.
make it up.
You didn't feel that with like Saw 9 or whatever?
No, those movies are fucking great. I love those. Those movies are funny. I don't think Human Centipede, which clearly Tom Six has a sense of humor, right? But I don't really. It's too European for me, you know.
I get that,
Derogatory.
yeah. Yeah, it's a lot like Delicatessen in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
European humor.
Let me tell you, I was thinking a lot about Delicatessen during The Substance.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
I do want to see that.
I want to see
you-
it. I
you
don't want
for
to say
sure.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Please.
say anything. You should for sure see it, but we will talk about it on next week's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
wanna
we
see
won't
it while it's
spoil it
in
for you.
theaters.
Alex.
Thank
sure.
you.
We won't
I'm also
spoil
seeing Megalopolis on Saturday. So you
Great. That's
can't-
that's so great.
Yeah.
Get ready. It's really not that. I mean, here's the thing: The Substance is a movie that is trying very hard to be weird,
Mm.
and Megalopolis is a movie that is weird, like effortlessly.
Interesting.
and thoroughly, right? It's not not to say which one is better than the other, but I'll tell you, Megalopolis is better than The Substance.
I mean, Human Centipede 2 is kind of effortlessly weird in its own way.
I don't think it's that weird though. It's just
It's not
like
weird. It's definitely not. I don't think it's weird.
I think it's just I think it's gross and it's very committed to being grotesque. There's some really yucky stuff in it. I think the rape scene is really in bad taste. The movie is in bad taste. Like the movie is
It's an
very-
exercise in
it's
bad
an
taste.
It's
exercise
a
in-
monument to bad
It's an
taste.
exercise in bad taste. Yeah, not in the good way like Pink Flamingos necessarily, but
Or
in
Peter
the,
Jackson's bad taste.
or Peter Jackson's bad taste, but in the bad way, like Human Centipede 1, 2, and presumably 3.
And sounds like a Serbian film, potentially?
A Serbian film is like kind of more interesting than these movies because its
Because they
taste
talk about
is
politics and
its
shit.
taste is so bad, and because it doesn't really I don't know. I don't think it's really about
Yeah,
Serbian
that
politics,
seems like something
but
they would shoehorn in.
Yeah. But you know, we have to take the artist's word for this, right?
Sure.
So when the director of a Serbian film says it is about Serbian politics, I am Serbian.
That's better.
This
That's
is my
better.
Serbian voice.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, when I made a Serbian film, I thought I'll show those Western fucks what Serbia's like. And then he did, you know.
Yeah.
And now nobody thinks about Serbia. without immediately thinking of a Serbian film, right?
Mm-hmm.
And former Yugoslavia, of course. At
They
least
think-
I don't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a former Yugoslavian film. That'd be good.
A
Hey, we should
sequel
make that.
franchise.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Well, let's fucking wrap it up.
Let's
Yeah.
rate it, and then we have time to walk down to the theater.
There you go.
Because
We're
actually going to see another poo-poo film.
We're going to
'Cause
see
we can't
the-
get enough caca.
probably the biggest poo film of the year, the PP Poo Poo Man,
Yeah.
which
Toronto core.
I was not gonna be able to see necessarily, but it just kind of worked out. I was off tonight, and we're taking Catherine's word for it. We're going down, and we're gonna see it.
Yeah. So
We'll talk about it on the next episode.
we're celebrating and supporting, Toronto filmmaking.
Yes.
Yeah, local filmmaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
even if it's pee and poo related. I mean, even especially.
Preferably.
Yeah.
If it's
I mean, I've got a taste for it now.
We'll see.
caca related.
Yeah, we'll see. It's an interesting double feature for Ben today. Human Centipede 2 full sequence and the Pee Poo Man. We have to ask Catherine when we see her tonight, but I'm pretty sure she did the same thing. So I feel a little bit less alone.
Okay. How many poor stapled together victims out of 12 do you give this movie in your Human Centipede rating?
Jeez.
I'm going to give it, I'll give it a 4. I'll give it 4 out of 12. I'm not entirely sure what that equates to, but that seems about right for the things that I did, quote unquote, admire
Sure.
about this
Sure.
film.
I
4 out
would
of 12.
give it 5 out of 12.
Okay.
But one of them is still behind all the other dead ones that it didn't make.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's still 5 out of 12, but it's still someone at the very bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And and then I guess I would be slightly lower. I'd give it the 3.
Okay.
Yeah, or
Oh.
even a 2.
Look at that. The full gamut.
There you
the
go.
full gamut of reactions
Yeah.
to this film.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet someone who loved these movies,
I'm sure there's
It must have
I'm
diehard
sure there's
fans
somebody,
for
yeah.
sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Real basic
a real
puppies.
life Martin, right?
Real life Martin, yeah.
Yeah.
With a few accoutrements, I could see you pulling off Martin for Halloween.
I could if I bulge my eyes out. If I gain
If you
I
get
gain-
Graves' disease.
if I gain more
gain the
weight-
weight back,
gain the weight
plus
back.
a bit more.
Yeah.
Um,
Get the thing that makes you look, with your eyes bulged out, whatever
Graves'
it is.
disease,
Graves' disease. Yeah. I could do it. I'm not super interested in doing that.
All right.
I wouldn't recommend anyone watch this movie unless they have a franchise-based podcast show.
Oh, wow. I think this movie would make a great double feature with Cherub.
I have to say, don't do that. Or if you do, watch Cherub first, please. don't put it after this.
All right. Well, thank you, Sam, for coming on the pod.
Yeah,
it's a
thank
thrill
you.
as always.
And
Thank you for having me.
we'll be back at this shit tomorrow.
Yep, we're gonna do Human Centipede 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch it together though, which is gonna
That'll be nice.
helpful.
Yeah.
I found a DVD quality rip,
Oh, fun.
so it's gonna look great.
The way it was meant to be
the
seen.
way it was meant to be seen. Yeah. So as we maybe we'll leave it out on this. The slogan, of course, for the first movie, 100% medically accurate. For the second movie, 100% medically inaccurate. Do you know what the third one is, Sam?
Oh gosh, I've been told it. No, but it's like 100 barrels of fun.
Oh, well, even better than that. 100% politically incorrect.
We're coming after you, snowflakes.
Fucking
Yeah.
woke bastards.
Okay, we're going to say a bunch of shit. We're going to say all the slurs right now, but we'll bleep them out. Okay, go ahead. Sam, you
I was
first.
about to do it.
Yeah, Sam is chomping at the bit. Goodbye, everybody.